So I stopped playing that, and I started playing the Lost Odyssey Xbox 360 kind of lost gem that Dan let me borrow. I'm only like a couple hours into it, but it seems pretty interesting. It reminds me very much of kind of like that Final Fantasy 12 vibe, where it's kind of this like old, fantasy vibe, but like with I don't know. It just seems like castles and things like that, like just kind of that like regal
kind of Sword and Shield era.
Yeah, I'm trying to say how to
Lord
describe that without
style.
sounding like an idiot. Yeah, something like that. You're this guy who's like immortal, and you forgot your memory, and you're going through this war, and everyone knows that you're immortal, and you're kind of slowly getting your memories back, and then so you're kind of learning about your history, and then you're kind of learning that maybe people want to harm you for some reason. So I'm still early on, so it's still a lot of like I don't know what's happening. Another thing to note about it is it's actually pretty difficult. So it's turn-based, plays like an old Final Fantasy or an old JRPG, but like even the first boss was pretty hard. Like I'd use like all my potions on me to beat him, and I think I died twice before I could even beat him.
I'm surprised it's turn-based. I would have thought it was like a more of a Skyrim type affair.
No, this is.
I just assumed
it's like random battles.
Yeah, this is the same guy that made Final Fantasy X, and he ended up cutting from Square Enix, and he made this game as like basically a.
What do you mean made FF10? You mean like he was the director?
Yeah, he was one of the head people for Final Fantasy X.
Did he handle any of the other ones too, or?
I think him and Square Enix, I guess, had a falling out, and this was his like response to. To Square Enix, like, hey, I can, make a really good kind of basically what Kojima did with, hey, I can make a game on my own, to Konami. But so I guess a lot of people said like, if you like Final Fantasy X, you might like this type of game.
Yeah, it has a really interesting way that it deals like how it deals with magic and kind of spells and effects in the game. So right now I only have 3 characters. 2 of them are mortal, and then the other guy's just like a normal kind of mage kind of character. And that mage character kind of, as he levels up, he learns spells. He actually doesn't learn spells. He learns like levels. So he'll learn level 1 white magic spells, but then you have to find in the game, like you have to find cure poison and cure 1 and all those sort of things, like in revive. So you unlock like a kind of like a step of different spells, and then you have to find them. So
that's kind of neat and realistic, though. Like instead of like
it's kind of interesting.
The guy's just like, oh, I just learned how to do thunder out of nowhere. Like it's not.
Yeah, it's like
realistic.
It's almost like you're getting proficient at magic. And then so he learns spells, but then the 2 immortal characters I have. What they do is you don't actually learn any spells from leveling up, but you can link to the mage. So you link one of the spells that the mage has, like you can link level 1 black magic to your main character, and then after a certain amount of battles, he'll become proficient in that, and then he'll learn it, and then you can link yourself to another spell that this guy owns. So I imagine I don't even know if there's more than 3 characters in the game, but if there's a bunch of them, you'll kind of want to be trying to get your immortal characters to learn all these spells from the characters that aren't immortal, which seems kind of like an interesting kind of ebb and flow. Kind of have to decide what you want to do, who you want to have in your party, and see if like you can get everyone to, like right now everyone in my party has the first cure spell because it seems pretty important, but obviously the mages is like twice as powerful. So it's interesting so far, but I'll have more to say about it once I kind of crack more in a few hours, I guess.
Question.
Sure.
You said 2 of the characters are immortal.
Yes.
How did you die?
I'm just that good.
What happens? Does he just get knocked out or something?
I don't remember. I think it just says like game over, and then you just like it's like it has like a checkpoint system, so you don't have to go back to a save. You just kind of go back to like a few feet before your last fight. But yeah, that was a thing I noticed. Like actually, at the start of the game, it's kind of one of those games where you start into this big kind of to do. There's like a war going on, and you fight a couple of normal guys, which are really easy, and then you immediately fight this like big tank thing, and it almost killed me there. And then, you go on and fight some more guys, and then you fight like a bird is kind of the first boss, and he like destroyed me. It was kind of strange because I didn't even feel like I had a lot of time to level up before then. So it seems like it might be a game where I'm going to have to do some leveling somewhere just to kind of keep up with the difficulty curve. But
that just reminded me of...
it's fun so far.
I mean, every game reminds me of Final Fantasy VII, but in Final Fantasy VII, it actually made sense because they... or harnessing the power of the earth, which accidentally created materia that you would have to actually find the materia. You couldn't just like automatically learn it. You'd either buy it or find it around.
They couldn't
or
do the
something
ability
like that.
without it?
No.
It was all the materia.
Yeah.
Oh, that's neat.
Actually, and you basically equipped them to you either on your your equipment or your weapons or something like that. That's what, like, if you ever look at the Buster Sword, has those 2 holes in it. Those
Yes.
are materia slots.
Well, in the game, in Final Fantasy VII, the original, could you see the materia in the sword? Or was it just an...
I'm sure in the new one.
That's what I'm
hopefully.
excited, because some of the... Even the stupid little, like, pink and yellow, like, materia dots, something about it was just really neat.
I didn't even learn that until I was in junior high school and I was cosplaying. Well, wasn't cosplaying at that point. I was just going for Cloud for Halloween. My dad, out of wood, made me this big giant Buster Sword, and I was looking.
It's pretty freaking spot on.
Yeah, I was looking up pictures on what it would look like, and I noticed one of the pictures had like